Okay, so I used to tell these stories back on Snapchat a long time ago, but I figured they needed to live somewhere. Somewhere where we can all come back and laugh at my pain. So I'm gonna start telling them here on YouTube. So if you used to follow me on Snapchat or if you've been there since the beginning, you probably heard this already, but if you haven't, sit back and enjoy. So today's failed sex story, as I'm sure you can tell from the title, takes place in Vegas. That's right, the sex capital of the world. Okay, that might not be true, but I know a lot of people go there to have some sex. All right, so me and all of the homies were out in Vegas. I don't remember why we were in Vegas. I feel like it was a thing going on. No, it was definitely a thing going on because there was a bunch of celebrities out there. Everybody was in Vegas this weekend, right? Now, one of the celebrities in particular I remember being there was Chris Brown. Now, somebody we was with heard through somebody they knew that Chris Brown was supposedly going to be at this club called Pure. I do believe that was it. A Pure thing? Was it a thing? I don't know. But Chris Brown was supposed to be at this club. So me and all the homies decide if Chris Brown's gonna be there, then all the girls gonna be there. Side note, I'm not the type of dude that feels like I can just go to the club and get a bunch of these bad chicks, but I am the type of dude that'll go to the club and look at them. Back to the story. So, Chris Brown is supposed to be at this club. We assume girls are gonna be at this club. We're going to this club. We get inside. We're excited. We about to see all these Chris Brown groupies, right? But guess what? Chris Brown ain't there. Whoever heard from somebody that somebody told them that Chris Brown was coming to this club, they was wrong. They was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool because the music was nice. It wasn't a lot of people there at all, so it wasn't crowded. We got elbow space. We can dance. It was cool. We decided to stay. Now, if you know me, you know I don't drink. I never have, most likely never will. And if you know any of my friends, you know they do drink. A lot. A lot. So, there comes a point at the club where everybody's tipsy or drunk and I'm annoyed. So I did what I always do. I found myself a little corner. I made me a little box. I call it the corner of non-annoyance. And I just sit there with an attitude, right? So y'all know that feeling when you just chilling, minding your own business, but you can like feel someone looking at you. Like you don't have to see them, but you feel it. It's like burning the side of your face, right? So I get that feeling and I look over like, who the hell is looking at me like this? And it's an old white lady. So my first thought is, what you doing in this club, old white lady? But I brush it off. I look away, right? But then I feel it again. Like she's still looking at me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna see what this old lady want. I look back and I start to notice she's only old in the face, right? Her body is young. Like, she is a sexy old lady. So now, it's like a stare down, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at her, she looking at me, I'm looking at her, she looking at me. And at this point, I don't know where it's gonna go. Either we about to hump, or we about to fight. But either way, I'm with it, old lady, bring it, it's Vegas, I can get away with that. So at this point, in my head, nobody else is here. It's just me and this sexy old white lady. We are locked in, right? So she starts walking closer to me. So I'm like, oh man, what is about to happen right now? What is this old white lady doing? So as she's walking closer, she starts doing sexy stuff. Like she's rubbing on herself. She trying to dance a little bit. She's still white though. So like the rhythm wasn't really there, but I can look past that because this is a sexy old white lady. So she gets like right here. She's like right in my stuff. And now she's just dancing sexy at me. She dropping it low, well as low as she can go with her knees, you know, like it wasn't all the way low. It was about here. She got like to here, then she come back up. But hey, for her, it was still sexy, right? But I'm so shocked and confused, I'm just standing there looking at her, mesmerized, like, whose mama is this? Then she turned it up a notch. She starts sucking on her fingers. I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. I'm finna have old white lady sex. This is the best Vegas trip ever. So she's sucking on her finger. She dances slowly. She rubbing on her breastises. She started rubbing on my breastises. It was great. But then something weird happened. She turns around to put the old butt on me. She got the old butt on me and she's like, got her head back and she's like rubbing my hair from the back. And then I look straight forward and guess what I see? Another sexy old white lady. So this sexy old white lady is staring at this sexy old white lady, and it's freaking amazing. Then this one starts walking towards us, and I already know what's going on. I'm like, yo, I'm finna have me a sexy old white lady threesome. Vegas is amazing, son. All right, so white lady number 2, she's here now. And immediately they start sexy dancing at each other. It looked a little funny because like they old and they white, so they can't really dance, but it was still sexy, okay? Like I felt the sex just coming off of them. And then they turned it up a notch on me. She started touching her breasts, she started touching her breasts. They both was touching my breasts. I probably should have tried to touch somebody's breasts in this, but I wasn't thinking clear. All I knew was I'm about to have an old white lady threesome, right? So then it happens. They look at each other. They start nodding at me like, you said, no, you said. I'm just like, yeah, say it. Ask me for this. So then it happened. White lady number 1 decided she was gonna be the one to ask for it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready. I'm trying to look cool and stuff. She leaned in real close to me, right? Like I can feel her old mouth on my ear. And she whispered real softly, do you have some cocaine? I said, huh? She said, cocaine. Do you have cocaine? No, I don't. And you know what they did after that? She said, okay. And they walked away. That's it. I didn't get an old white lady threesome. And after listening to her talk, I realized they probably wasn't even white. Well, I don't know what kind of accent it was, but it didn't sound like the whiteys I know. Yeah. That's how the story ends, man. They only wanted cocaine, and apparently I looked like I had some. But here's a fun fact about me. Out of all the places I've been to and fornicated in, all the times I've been to Las Vegas, all the women I know in Las Vegas, I can honestly say I have never had actual sex in Vegas. Yeah, the place where everybody goes to have sex. Now I think about it, it's not a fun fact at all. It's very, very damaging to my self-esteem. I'm out. Peace. Fellas, foreplay that shit up. Don't be afraid to foreplay, but don't let some little light skin try to tell you that you need it when it's not what you want.